What's up, guys? This is Devon.
And this is Mark.
And thank you so much for stopping by our weekly podcast,
Vibe LA.
So to kick it off, in this episode, we're going to be talking about a few things. Coachella's amazing lineup this year, the new tax laws as of January 1st, the hottest complexes around town for internet celebrities, Golden Globes, and just a whole bunch more fun stuff. So
let's kick it off, guys. Let's go. All right, so here we are, new week, tuning into Vibe LA. All right, let's talk about the Coachella lineup for a second here.
It looks absolutely insane. I mean, I'm completely stoked for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a couple of headliners, The Weeknd, Beyonce, and Eminem. Wow, let's take it back, though, a bit here. I haven't seen Eminem live since, the Speedway over in Fontana back in, 2011. Absolutely killed it, though, but it should be a really good performance. What do you think?
Mark, I mean, Eminem, I don't know. I'm kind of divided on him. You know, I used to be a huge fan. I still am to this day. You know, I think he's still got it. But I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know. His last album, it didn't really do it for me as much as albums of the past. I know, there's kind of a lot of controversy on both sides. People are saying he's more authentic now, but I don't know. What do you think, man?
I mean, yeah, I was a huge Eminem fan back in the day. I loved all of his older music. I mean, that's kind of what I see though happening a lot with artists. They kind of go with their heart, and then once they get a lot of success, maybe management or whatever sells kind of persuades them to do other things. Maybe that's out of their comfort zone, or maybe something they want to do. But it's just a big switch for me, and I can't really fall in love with that. As a musician, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. But, nevertheless, though, Eminem's going to throw it down. He's going to do a good job. What about Beyonce?
Dude, Beyonce, I mean, I don't think Beyonce's done anything really like Coachella before, like the music festival kind of experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading up that she's holding tight to her promise about headlining for Coachella. It looks like it's going to be on Saturday. What do you think about her performance? What do you think she's going to drop?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I know a lot of people love Beyonce. Gonna be honest, I haven't tuned into a lot of her stuff. I think, what was the last one she had? It was like something about rings, put a ring on it.
Yeah.
If you like it, then you gotta put a ring on it. I don't know, that's the last song I remember from her. But no, I mean, I know she's obviously released a ton of stuff recently. She's huge, a lot of people love her. I mean, I'm most excited for, I think, The Weeknd.
The Weeknd is going to kick off The Weeknd.
He is going to kick off The Weeknd. Cash is going to be good. We got Snake Hips. He's going to be throwing down.
Big old French Montana with the come up. It's awesome to see artist growth and just expand and explode to a level that he is.
I agree with you. It's completely crazy because, we look at some of these artists and we're like, oh my God, they just kind of blew up overnight. Like, we never heard of them before. But what we don't see is literally the years of grinding, sweat equity in the studios, kind of hustling on the streets. Basically, what we do in our industry, door knocking, kind of making some cold calls where, we're out there grinding too. But these guys, they're literally entrepreneurs in the music category. And it's incredible to see. Obviously, for some of them, there may be some luck involved, but the truth of the matter is they're all extremely talented, and they're putting their heart and soul into this.
And it really comes down to some skill and also the hands you shake. I mean, it's a huge impact in any success, really, is the people you meet and the people you surround yourself with. But speaking of the music, what do you think, though? Would you agree that LA is the music capital of the world?
LA is definitely, up there. I think LA, we have some new attention coming out of, Austin. I think, cities in general just, pump out great content. But, even to say that, there's a ton of great talent coming out all around the world. And, the internet as we have it today, YouTube and, SoundCloud, there's such amazing platforms for really promoting and distribution, just getting your stuff out there.
Yeah, speaking of YouTube, Devon, there's these guys, young talent too, who are on YouTube and they're making millions of dollars and have tons and tons of views and exposure just from YouTube videos. I've actually heard rumors that a lot of them actually live out in LA.
That's so true. Yeah. It's been about, 10 years since, YouTubers have really begun gaining a lot of traction. They're celebrities in their own right. We're seeing them everywhere. They're getting as much press and attention as, some of the big A-list and B-list celebrities out there. You have big headliners, Logan Paul, there's Mo Vlogs. These are some of the biggest talent acts on the internet today. And they're crushing headlines everywhere. So, I mean, a lot of them, you got to ask, like, where do they live? Most of them, and a lot of them actually do live in LA. You know, they're kind of all over the place. I was actually, I was talking to Curbed this weekend, just kind of like skimming through and, reading a little bit. That's basically a big real estate blog that we follow. And it was kind of just, touching on where these guys are living. So, there's 3 main buildings in LA that I think garner the most attention, partly because of location, setup, prestige, and, they've kind of become these staples in the community as hubs for internet celebrity-dom, I guess. Those are 3 buildings. They're called, the Camden is one of them. That is right at Sunset and Vine in Hollywood. Another one is 1600 Vine. That's actually right behind the Camden. So those are kind of back to back. I mean, you have a ton of aspiring musicians, artists, actors, models. I mean, these are where, you see these people coming out trying to live the LA dream. This is where this is where they put their head on the pillow at night. Another one that, actually opened up a little less than a year ago is the Avalon in West Hollywood. So that's kind of a new entrant. I know there's a lot of new celebrities out there as well. A lot of YouTube stars. You walk into the garage, you're checking out, all their amazing cars.
Lamborghinis and Ferraris and whatnot.
It's crazy. I mean, these kids are literally living their best lives. I was reading the other day, there's actually the youngest internet celebrity, or sorry, not internet celebrity, but youngest YouTube celebrity who's making the most money. I think he's like 7 or 8 years old. He actually made $11 million last year reviewing toys.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go to Toys R Us down the street, we can, pick up a few toys and review it.
Well, we've obviously got to check out his channel, see which toys are best, which are trending this year, those new, Legos? I don't know.
I like Hot Wheels, but,
Hot Wheels, throw down. I love Hot Wheels.
But speaking of YouTube stars, I'm actually talking to one right now. Her name is Candy Johnson, Kandee Johnson. Check her out, girls. She's a makeup YouTube artist, and she actually has a lot of success. She has some, just below 4 million subscribers.
Damn.
Yeah, she was actually just on the Kardashians show as a guest appearance. I'm actually talking to her, though, about making her music for her videos. I ran into her actually at a restaurant not too long ago, and we were just chit-chatting. I recognized her, and I told her, I said, hey, I love your work.
How did you recognize her?
Well, okay, now take a second here.
You're learning how to do your eyeliner.
Yeah,
your shading on.
I want to make sure I look good for this podcast.
I appreciate that.
Everyone can see me for this podcast.
I get to see you
which is
every Tuesday.
Which is actually only audio, but it's not that counts. No, just kidding. No, but I actually look for YouTube stars. I look for opportunities to make music for them and to gain some traction with that as well. It's a great business. But anyways, I showed her some music and she was super into it. She really likes it, and now we're kind of going back and forth between her and her manager about making music for her channel.
That's crazy, man. I mean, I don't know. I've been talking in the past about wanting to get involved, start making videos, and it looks like it's so difficult. I mean, some of these people, one of the biggest vlogs out there. There's a guy Mo Vlogs. He's actually this young guy, lives in Dubai. Kind of just records the daily Dubai and UAE lifestyle. And I mean, this guy, he has tens of millions of followers. He uploads, a new video every single day, which is complete dedication. I mean, he literally is recording his daily life, all his crazy, what he's doing, his crazy acts, his crazy everything. And every single day, he's got the dedication to go back home at night, track that and, whatever editing software he's using and, pump out great content. So I think it comes down to, just persistence, consistency, dedication, and, just an eye for knowing what you're doing.
Well, that's kind of like pretty much anything, though. Dedication with anything is how you become successful. I was reading up, there's a rule they have where traditionally to gain extreme success in whatever business you do, it takes about 10,000 hours.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't doubt it, though. I mean, you and me, we're hustling. I'm sure, a lot of our listeners out there are hustling as well. It's about, we're living kind of in a new time. I was reading something, it was about New Year's resolutions this past week, talking about, how generations of the past, it used to be literally oh, yeah, I am, John, I work here, and, I've been working here for X years. Now it's, hey, I'm Kate, I'm managing, 3 small startup companies, I'm a vlogger, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an aspiring actress, model, doing all these things. And it's literally, I mean, we are getting less and less sleep every night. We're, trying to crush it. It's about staying healthy. But really, I think it comes down to, we have more opportunities and more means of communicating with others than generations of the past. So I think our world kind of view is altered in that way for the better. What do you mean? What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my big thing is that, I only have one shot at life, and I might as well give it my 100% all. And if that means sacrificing sleep here and sacrificing going out there and sacrificing, relationships or whatever it may be, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, there's a great marketing guru that I follow, Mark follows, I believe, as well, Gary Vaynerchuk. He's got this saying, when people ask him, hey, if you can give me one piece of advice, he says the same thing every single time. You're going to die. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. So what are you going to do about it? It's about literally just realizing that, we have a short life to live. I mean, time is the biggest, asset that we have, and we've got to leverage it to the best of our abilities. So, I mean, put in the time now, put in that effort. I mean, obviously you want to have some balance, or as much balance as you think you need in life in order to be happy. But you've got to get out there and do what you love doing. Just be persistent and just go for it.
One of Gary's end goals is to own the Jets, the team. So what are yours?
Mine are really, I just want to, cultivate an awesome lifestyle. I want to love what I'm doing. I love doing real estate. I love doing these podcasts with you. I want to get into vlogging. I really just kind of want to be out there and enjoy putting out great content and having a great time sharing great experiences with awesome people throughout my life.
There you go.
What about you, man?
My goal is to create a dynasty for my family and for my family's family, and just basically generations on and on and on.
That's it. I mean, the greatest gift you can give is the gift of security, the gift of happiness, and the gift of, an amazing lifestyle for you and your loved ones. So if you can share that with your friends, I mean, that's got to be kind of, your, my, and all of our listeners' big why. It's, having a great time and, really just pushing, working your best, and being the best you can possibly be.
And that's our 2 cents for motivation, and we're going to move on forward.
We got to get into that one. I love it.
All right, Devon. So there's a lot of buzz going around my office, my clients, your clients, pretty much all over California about the new tax reform and housing laws. Let's talk a bit about that.
Definitely. So, earlier, a couple months ago, there was a lot of stir up, a lot of attention in the housing market talking about, oh my God, there's, new tax codes, new tax laws. How is this going to affect me? It really comes down to, at least in the real estate sector, Mark and I are obviously, like we said, real estate agents. This is kind of our bread and butter. So we just wanted to hammer out and discuss, 3 of the main tax laws that are going to be really affecting, most of our listeners in California as well as across the country. So just to kind of break it down, there's 3 main ones. One of the original proposals basically discusses the exclusion of gain on the sale of a principal residence. So explain to our listeners, Mark, a little bit more about what that means for them.
Okay, so you probably know that if you sell your home, you may exclude up to $250,000 of your capital gain from tax if you're single, also considering the fact that you've lived in your house for 2 out of the 5 years of ownership. Now, for married couples, the exclusion is $500,000.
So what was basically proposed, Mark, in this new law?
Okay, so the new proposal states that owners would need to live in their house for at least 5 out of the 8 years.
Interesting. Okay, so basically, what happened then? I mean, this obviously got put to a vote. What was the end result?
The new rule is no change. The at least 2 years of the 5 years requirement is unchanged and still the same. So our impact on the market has resulted to nothing.
Dung! You sound like the Monopoly Man. Okay, great. All right, so moving on, we have the second change. So this one was a bit bigger and is actually going to affect Californians and states that have higher home costs more than others. So basically, the way that it worked in the past was at the end of the year, you would be able to write off the interest on any loans that you took out on your mortgage in order to purchase a new home up to $1 million, meaning that if you took a loan out for $500,000, $600,000, the interest that you paid on that, you'd be able to write off all the way up to $1 million. So the new proposal basically said that they wanted to reduce the limit on the mortgage interest deduction from $1 million down to $500,000. basically, luckily, they kind of settled in the middle. What the new tax code says is that instead of $1 million, they're reducing the limit on the deductible mortgage debt to $750,000 for new loans taken out after December 14th, 2007. Any current loans up to $1 million are grandfathered in. So what does that mean for all of our listeners? That if you're purchasing a home and you need to take out a loan, the loan specifically, for more than $750,000, you're only able to write off any interest up to that first $750,000. Anything more than that, unfortunately, we are no longer able to write off. So there's a $250,000 difference there.
All right, so moving forward to the third and final topic of taxes for today, we're going to be talking about the state and local taxes, which is abbreviated as to SALT. Now, let me tell you, if the original proposal did pass, it would be very, very salty.
I agree. So basically, the original proposal, as it reads, the elimination of the state and local tax deduction entirely, which includes property taxes.
Could you imagine if they excluded all deduction write-offs for property taxes?
That would be insane. And I mean, this is again focusing on, people filing as individuals, obviously small businesses, corporations, etc. They are exempt from this.
So basically, the new tax code allows an individual to write off up to $10,000 for the state and local property taxes and income or sales tax, rather than nothing.
So, kind of to sum it up, what does this mean? So most experts will agree that higher tax regions, such as, Los Angeles, San Diego, New York, will be impacted as homeowners in those communities now have a cap on these deductions. So, Mark, back to the fun stuff.
Let's go back to the fun stuff. So Devon and I actually got the chance to go down to Bootsy Bellows over the weekend to check out the Golden Globe pre-party.
So we got an invite. Actually, one of our partners, Tristan Ahumada, he's involved very heavily in the real estate community as well. He knew, one of the guys over hosting the event at Bootsy Bellows. They were partnering with Select Card, which is basically it's kind of like a black card for the next generation. It kind of gives you, discounts, insider pricing on restaurants, hotel deals, travel deals, entertainment, lifestyle, nightlife, etc. Actually, I have a few. I don't personally have one of the cards. I have a few friends that do, and it's really cool. You go to brunch, it's like, hey, let's take 20% off the bill. So check it out. If you're looking to save some money. But anyway, so that was like not a plug. We're not sponsored by them. We wish we were. we're totally not. Give us money. No. So yeah, it was just a party. It was a grouping of Select as well as a real estate company. And, it was a lot of fun kind of just seeing everybody get out there, amped up and really hyped for, the awards. And, we had a chance to sit down the next day, Mark and I actually headed over to a bar just to kind of check it out and kind of see what was going down.
It was actually really nice too because they had open bar.
That's always nice. So Mark, fast forwarding, to the Golden Globes themselves. What were some of your favorite nominations?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Denzel Washington. I love his work.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites. And also Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour was great movie. I think he did a great job. And of course, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks was a great nominee. I think he's hit it off really well with every movie he's done. And as you can tell by those nominees, I like drama movies. So there's my 2 cents.
Nice. And so I'd have to say my favorite feature, or at least my favorite nomination, was actually for a movie itself. It was I, Tonya. That's the one with Margot Robbie, kind of talking about the ice skater in the Olympics years ago that kind of sabotaged her partner. Kind of crazy. I think she did a killer job.
All in all, we were happy with the results and how everything went, and we were especially happy to go to the Golden Globe pre-party and get to meet some new people, see some familiar faces, and of course enjoy the open bar.
No, backing up, it's about staying in touch with your, the community that you're a part of. Mark and I, being, residents in LA, obviously like getting out there, you know, kind of all these, you know, award shows and, you know, night parties and magazine events and, you know, all these things, while they're, you know, they may appear as sometimes fun games, it's a great way to, you know, engage with, you know, people in the community and just have a lot of fun while you're doing it. I mean, I think being part of the community, giving back, and also kind of contributing towards what's going on, the lifestyle, the culture is everything.
All right, guys, Devon and Mark stepping out of the studio. Hope you enjoyed this week of Vibe LA, and we actually have a special treat for you. We're going to throw in a song that I made, and I hope you enjoy it for the next couple of minutes.
Turn up the volume a few octaves in your car, sit back and relax, but keep your eyes on the road unless you're driving a Tesla, and let's go!
Later!